that was obviously a huge change. I'm not saying this. I swear to God, I don't even believe this. I don't even think about it. I didn't think about that deep. But you're saying, okay, you think it could have been something that derailed your career. People say that.
Yes, absolutely.
You maybe don't. First off, what led to the shift? Because you kind of went straight from, we're making cut comms, COD videos, skits. Dude, I just reacted to one of your skits on my gaming channel where you're like playing with your sloths, and like we're doing like a straight skit. Like, was a very, we're just being ourselves, right? My point is, it was a complete shift in the personality that you started kind of portraying online, at least, right?
Yes.
What led to that shit, like that decision to start making music first off? Because a big change. You started.
So the decision to actually like make music, I started off in this entire content game as an editor.
Yeah.
I edited Call of Duty montages. I taught myself how to edit on After Effects and every video editing program that you can think of, I've touched and I'm proficient in, except for like maybe free ones that you can download. I could just crack everything from Sony Vegas to everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, editing video is extremely similar to editing audio. And the diss track that I made on Rain was the first song that I ever made. And I made it in Vegas. I downloaded a beat off YouTube. I recorded all of the audio with the voiceovers in Vegas. And that's how I made the song. And then I was bored and I was like, let me try downloading like a music program and just make beats. And like at the time, I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but like I was smoking a little bit of weed, maybe doing some other stuff I shouldn't have been doing. And like, I would just be cooking up, bro. I'd just be cooking up beats, bro. And I'd be coming into like Norton's room and I'd just be showing him, I'd just be so proud of what I'm doing.
It was just like a real hobby that you.
Yes, absolutely. And then I started, because we were in LA, I started really getting into the music scene and actually meeting artists and meeting producers. And like I met RSK and like his production team, who we all made Woki Masabi together. And I feel like that was another contributor to me pushing myself more into like that mold of an artist, because I was just around a bunch of people who were doing that. I was around a bunch of people who were wearing crazy clothes and had crazy hairstyles and had crazy chains. And like, this was my network outside of the FaZe house. Like everybody in the FaZe audience saw us together, but nobody knew our networks out. You had your own network. You had your own friends. You had your own community outside of the FaZe house that nobody knew about. I did too. And mine just happened to be like in the music space. And like, that's...
I think that's a huge point though. Cause in New York, we knew nobody outside of our house.
Yes.
Other than the G Fuel team, literally.
And like people we met at LA Fitness.
Yeah. Literally there'd be random characters.
Yes, random characters. Yes.
Like, yeah, that made us smoothies, LA Fitness.
Yes.
Bro, those smoothies were insane.
Peanut butter pump.
Protein pump. I used to get the blueberry one. Those were so crazy. But yeah, like we really had no friends. But you're right. Right when we got to California, everybody started gaining friends from these different groups. So some of them were bad people, unfortunately. Like,
yes, absolutely.
Shout out to the guy that stole the shoes.
Yes.
We've talked about that. That was a hilarious story. Talked about it with Tika. Not hilarious. Anyways, too many stories. But you're right. People started being introduced into everyone's lives, into the FaZe house as well. And this was like off camera. Like we had the Nikons and the Nicks on camera.
Yes.
Characters but this was off camera. And it wasn't like part of content at all. So you're right. I think different influences started. And I think that
realistically, if live streaming was a thing back then and we were just all live streaming our lives, it would have been crystal clear to everybody how like our progression at that critical time in our life of like developing happened. But because we were YouTube vlogging and it was up to us to capture those moments, like so much of it was missed,
Yeah. So you dropped Woki Wasabi.
Yes.
Obviously, from that point on, you did another couple songs, and that became like really what you were known for like you stopped making other content, right?
I was making other content, but like that was it by far was way more like everything about that was so controversial. And like anytime I did anything regarding music, it would get views. It'd get a lot of hate, but it would get way more. You also got to remember during that time, it was a little bit of a low period with gaming in general. Like sure, we weren't into COD, but there wasn't even a good COD to play, bro. We were all like kind of gaming CSGO.
And in the new house, our own FaZe house culture was a little low too. So
yes,
we weren't making videos with each other.
Yes, exactly.
It wasn't natural. I don't know what so weird what the energy shift was.
So it's not even an energy shift. It's what we did at the New York house is so above the standard of what is expected of a person doing that it's unbelievable that we even did it. The fact that we had the expectation that we can continue that on our own is just unrealistic. All we had to do was create an actual team around us that actually could have helped us and wanted to see us succeed and not just but again, it comes back to my thing of if I go back and you ask me would you do it differently, I wouldn't change a single. thing, bro. I'm sorry you're not a millionaire. I'm sorry Norton went through, but I wouldn't personally change anything because I love my life today. I love everything about my life today, and I wouldn't have this life
I'm very
if I made
happy.
different decisions.
And it's a good way to look back. You can't change anything anyway, so it's good that that's your perspective. So you don't regret anything. So I don't even have to ask you if you regret doing the music stuff because
no, bro. I made so much bread off the music. Like people don't even realize how much money I made.
Is that something you'll give a ballpark about?
Yeah, I mean, dude, my music, all my records together have definitely made over like $200,000, like into my pocket, which is no small amount of money.
Yeah,
you know, especially for the I don't have a record with like 100 million views. Like you go on my Spotify, I have like 2 records with over 10 million views. The YouTube AdSense obviously comes in, then there's Apple Music AdSense, which is as well, and then a little bit of sync here and there. But for the most part, you know, if you're an artist and you're getting like over 100 million on a song, like you're chilling, you're a millionaire, you're chilling. So like I was super proud of myself for the work that I did in music. I still make music to this day. I still cook up beats. I still make songs. I don't drop anything because I'm not like super active. It's part of it is, I think part of me is actually like a little bit scarred from that whole experience and like how much actual like hate I got that like, I just feel like a part of me thinks it's kind of pointless to share the art because I love my opinion that I have of it. And like in a certain way, especially on a big scale, if there's like a lot of people who are working on it, like you can't just like not, you can't, it's going to cross your mind. You're going to second guess it.
Yeah.
I was at my doctor yesterday getting my cast taken off. And I had this boot that they gave me at the ER when I first got when I first got the injury. They gave me a boot. And then I went to the doctor, like specialist, they gave me the cast. Took the cast off yesterday. And I brought this boot. And he was like, no, you need a different boot. And I was like, what do you mean? Like this boot is like, and he tried to basically, he was like trying to sell me this boot. And then I keep telling him like, I really don't think I need the boot because they charge you like an insane amount for every thing. And I have insurance, but even with insurance, like my insurance charges me. I'm like, I pay $400 a month for insurance, but every time I come back from the doctors I have like another $200 bill. I'm like, what? So, and it's not like I can't pay it, but like I like to save money. I don't like to spend money foolishly, you know?
Yeah.
And so then the doctor, after I'm trying to explain to him, I'm like, bro, he's like, he goes, it's your foot, not mine. What a rude thing to say as a doctor, bro. What a rude thing to say. My ADHD so bad. Why did I even bring that up? What were we talking about before?
I have no clue, bro.
What were we talking about before?
What
were we talking about?
You were talking about your music, why you didn't want to drop it. You don't want to drop it because everyone's opinions. And
yeah, so I'm usually a very like, I'm very...
This boot thing has to go somewhere now.
It's going somewhere.
Okay.
I'm usually a very confident person in my opinions.
Yeah.
And when he took this boot off and like I had to broke my leg, bro. My foot is broken right now, but I broke my leg. I know I've gone through this entire process before. So take the cast out. My foot feels great, bro. I'm like already moving. I was already doing some physical therapy in the cast because it was loose. And this doctor, he goes, it's your foot, not mine. All day yesterday, I'm doubting myself. I'm second guessing myself. Am I up my foot because I didn't take this doctor's boot? And then like, I called up like my dad as a friend who's like a doctor too. And he's like, nah, he's just American healthcare system. He's just trying to sell you, take more money from you. I'm like, bro, it's like, but that's how it happens. You can be the most self-confident person ever, but still if enough people or if somebody in like a certain position says something, you're going to second guess that. So I guess I don't know why that whole long-winded story was just like,
well, no, it makes sense. Cause you're saying that hate maybe has, like you said, it kind of maybe scarred you.
Yes, definitely.
From dropping. So you still make music. It's a hobby that you still enjoy.
Oh, I love it, bro.
But you don't drop. So in that moment, how did you react? Like I don't remember. You were getting a lot of hate. Like I remember we've all been through waves of getting hate as a group and stuff, but definitely you had like a stupid amount. Like more than a human should ever probably see for not doing something. Like you didn't do anything wrong. It's like you killed someone. You didn't, right? Like you didn't do anything. You just made music and there was like hundreds of thousands of people probably daily.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That are just coming at your neck, right?
I mean, I see it from their perspective too. But how did I deal with it? Drugs.
So really, you really like that.
I mean, we all were. I mean, you know, I don't know if Rain talked about it, if Tigo talked about it, or if Adap talked about it, but I mean, I'm not going to speak on their behalf. But I was a mess, bro. So I mean, that was definitely contributed to it. I also just didn't have a good support system. I mean, I have such a good support system around me, you know, like everything from my girlfriend to like my friends, like everybody I know in my life is here for me, genuinely cares about me. I can go talk to them about anything. I didn't really have that as much. I had like my family and stuff, but again, I feel like as close as I was with my family, there was a certain disconnect with this whole world that I was in because they were so against it in high school. Like, I don't know what your parent relationship was like in high school, but like, bro, I fought with my mom constantly. Really? And even when I was in FaZe, like, and they appreciated it and thought it was dope, it was still like, everything that was going on in that world, which included like the music and everything, I just didn't feel like I had an outlet to talk. And even us, like we didn't talk. Like we would never talk about like our
not
issues
really.
to each other. You know, it's,
Not really at all. So no, I don't. I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to. Obviously, I know in Newport is when drugs really started getting introduced.
oh yeah, I was talking about Newport. I wasn't talking about New York House. New York House
No, I
was
know.
just, like,
I'm saying
fucking-
I don't even with me knowing that I don't know what you're referring to, but it's fine. I don't really want to know. But that was your
We'd have
your,
some crazy stories to tell, bro. Like some very, very, very crazy stories.
I don't know. I was living with you at the time still, or did I move out at the time?
I think
I don't even remember when I
You did
moved
move
out.
bro. That was so sad when you moved out.
See, like that's
He
what
was the
T-
first person to move out, and I respected it because, like, bro, you,
That's
had,
what- that's
you
what-
had a vision. You knew exactly what you wanted with your life, and you wanted to attack it. And like,
that's what Tico said too. Tico literally told me how sad he was when I moved out. I'm like, bro, I don't even remember like I don't remember moving out and it being a big deal. I don't know. In my
I
head,
don't
when
think
I
it was like a big deal, but like, it's like a bro, you're
No, no,
apex.
no,
bro.
no,
It's
I
like
get
the
it.
vibe shift is like, you
I get
know.
it, but like I see for me because that's where the story of the houses end in my head. I don't remember after that how long you guys stayed together. Because then after that, keep in mind there was the Calabasas house
Yes.
that you, Tico, and Rain went to.
Yes.
There was like 2 or 3 different LA houses.
Mhm.
Then you at some point went back to LA.
Yes.